Guys, Brentford and Liverpool have just played out the game of the season so far. 6-goal draw, 3-3. And what a game it was. So many brilliant moments in the game. The first big moment was Mo Salah being put through on goal, sliding it through the keeper's legs. But Christopher Ayer managed to produce a brilliant clearance to get it off the line. And Joel Matip also produced a brilliant clearance as well up the other end. Before Brentford took the lead through a brilliantly worked free kick. There's a lot of brilliance today. Um, it was on the right hand side, got played into the middle. The player in the middle, I think it might have been Onyeka, played a wonderful ball over Andy Robertson's shoulder. And I think it might have been Sergi Canos, crossed it in. And Ivan Toney managed to flick it to the back post with his heel. And I can't remember who it was who did score. Oh, yeah, Ethan Pinnock managed to get there just before Fabinho. Or Fabinho sort of kicked it onto him and he managed to bundle it in. Pinnock's first Premier League goal, great moment for him. Sadly, he didn't manage to finish the game. I think he went off from injury. But Liverpool did respond to that quite well. They managed to equalise fairly promptly. Jordan Henderson was given far too much time to put a crossing on the right-hand side, though. Nice ball from Henderson. And Ayer, who I said did well on the first, well, to stop Salah scoring at the start of the game, completely mistimed a header and allowed Diego Jota to glance it in, making it 1-1. And yeah, it was brilliant, the first half, and it went in at half time 1-1. Both teams had quite a few chances. But in the second half, Liverpool managed to make it 2-1 from Mo Salah, his 100th Premier League goal for Liverpool, which is quite frankly amazing. He scores roughly 2 every 3 games, which for a player who isn't a striker is amazing. And I think we definitely need to consider him as one of the greatest Premier League wingers of all time, if not the greatest, probably. Because when you think about it, who is there alongside him? Ryan Giggs, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Eden Hazard, and maybe Gareth Bale, but Gareth Bale was only at Tottenham for a very limited amount of time as a winger. It was only really maybe 2 seasons at most. And even then, did he? Yeah, he probably did actually. He probably did have as much impact. But yes, Salah is definitely up there. Brentford did manage to respond to Liverpool taking the lead from Mo Salah, ball over the top, and Salah slided it past the keeper with a very scrambly goal. There was a cross put in, it fell to Pontus Jansson, he smashed it against the bar, hit the bar, bounced down, bounced up. And Vitaly Janelt managed to get there before Virgil van Dijk, which I was a bit disappointed in Van Dijk, to be honest. I felt if he'd have properly jumped for it, he'd have easily got there ahead of Janelt. But nonetheless, Janelt did well to get there and managed to just about get it across the line. Trent Alexander-Arnold did his best to clear it off the line, but he couldn't quite do it. I felt Liverpool's defending today was quite poor. I thought some defenders were worse than others. I thought today Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson were largely at fault for some of the goals. But people say Trent Alexander-Arnold's a bad defender. He's not a bad defender, but it's definitely not his strong point. But I think with Andy Robertson, he hasn't consistently been in the team lately, so I think, he is one of these players who plays well when they are getting a massive run of games, because you've got to remember, since Robertson properly came into the team, he's literally been the only left back. He's probably made the most appearances out of anyone, I'd imagine, because Alisson's had injuries as well. Um, and Liverpool, again, a few minutes later, went up the other end, and Curtis Jones hit an absolute corker from the left-hand side. It was one of them where it's going across the ground, but it rises more as it goes on, and it did take a slight deflection as well. But David Raya, who had a brilliant game by the way for Brentford in goal, he didn't have a chance with that one. But Curtis Jones did get subbed off as soon as that goal went in. And I think with Curtis Jones, he does come across as a very confident lad, but also someone who, can be a little bit cocky maybe. And I think Jurgen Klopp does try to keep him on the ground, sort of. Do you know what I mean? It's he doesn't want everything to go to his head, sort of. And he subbed on Firmino. But Brentford managed to get an equaliser late on after Liverpool missed so many chances. Sadio Mane and Mo Salah both had good chances. Diogo Jota had a brilliant chance as well. I think that was earlier on in the game though. But David Raya made a brilliant save for Jota's. I think, I can't remember who it was who hit the post, but it might have been Curtis Jones again. Curtis Jones hit the post. And it came back to Diogo Jota. David Raya, or David, has produced brilliant reflexes to save the shot from Jota. How on earth it didn't go in? It was like Jersey Dudek levels of goalkeeping, like in Istanbul. But Brentford did get the goal at the end. It was a bit of a scramble once again, but Visser off the bench managed to clip it over Alisson, and it went in. And yeah, 3-3. What a game. A brilliant game. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit disappointing for Liverpool because, all your rivals, obviously bar Man City, have dropped points today, Chelsea and Man United. And you're top of the table before the game. So as long as you don't lose, you're going to be top of the table. But you had the chance to go 3 points clear at the top. I say I'm a Liverpool fan. So yeah, that is a bit disappointing. But for Brentford, I think they've got 9 points from 6 games, which is incredible. So if they keep this up, their current form, that would mean that they get 1.5 points per game, which would leave them on 57 points at the end of the season, which in the past, I think has been enough to get Europa League. Certainly would be enough to get Conference League this season, I think. So yeah, Brentford are doing brilliantly this season. I think they've only lost 1 game. So yeah, if they can keep this up, they'll have brilliant first season in the Premier League. But yeah, what a game to watch today. Anyway, thanks for listening to me waffle on about it. And yeah, I will see you next time.